This health news segment is brought to you by theblackbusinessschool.com. Theblackbusinessschool.com. Yes, I am a faithful member. Incredible, non-optional wealth building education from arguably the greatest B1 financial guru in the world, Dr. Boyce Watkins. Visit theblackbusinessschool.com today and start building wealth as you build your health.
One thing that baffles my mind, brothers and sisters, is why is this so much of an argument when we look at the sheer numbers? When you look at the sheer numbers of what Black people die from, what is it that our people die from? You can look in your own family and you can see that the vast majority of your brothers, your sisters, your father, your mother, your grandparents, and your loved ones. I know for a fact that every last one of you watching this video, your loved ones, family, and friends are dying or have died or suffering from a disease related to food. Can I get an amen in the chat? I know that's a fact. And if you tell me otherwise, then you're being delusional. Were there a lot of people of our people who passed away and suffered as a result of this government manufactured crack epidemic? Let me say it again. The government manufactured crack epidemic. Yes, you're hearing that from me, the Minister of Wellness. Former police officer, honorary discharge from United States Marine, government sponsored, pumping drugs into our communities, using puppeteers in our community to sell poison, caused a lot of destruction, a lot of harm. But when you compare the numbers of how many of our people were slaughtered and how many Black families were destroyed because of the crack epidemic, whether we like it or not, it pales in comparison to our favorite frankenfoods. It pales in comparison. It is a minuscule amount compared to the Black people that are dying from stroke, the Black people that are dying from heart attack, the Black people that are dying from cancer, the Black people that are dying from autoimmune disease. And the reason why soul food is deadlier than crack, here's the reason why, brothers and sisters, because the same drugs, the same chemical components that makes heroin, opioids, crack so addicting is what they use to make the junk foods addicting. It's the same process. It's the same process. So there's no, it's just simply no difference. The food is heroin. The food is crack, and it's a deadlier form of crack. The food we're eating now as a people that they're serving us, it is deadlier than crack because it's acceptable. The crack epidemic wasn't acceptable. We have centers being built to help people to overcome that addiction. We have our religious institutions that have waged war against this type of food addiction. So if you're looking to come off crack and illicit drugs, you receive the support you need. You get the help and the assistance that you need from the community. But when it comes to the crack food, the heroin food, you will receive is little to no support. It's little to no support. You pretty much will be on your own. It's socially and spiritually acceptable for us to eat ourselves to death. And that's why it's deadlier. Even at the height of the crack epidemic, most Black people were still dying from a food-related disease. It's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. And to let you all know, I've done the research, and actually during slavery, for a lot of our people during slavery, do you know that during slavery, there were more black centenarians than there were white? There were more black people living to their hundreds during slavery than there were white people, because we brought over that nutrient-dense, plant-rich eating style from the motherland. And so we were living long. For those of us that were allowed to grow our own food, which was more often than not, that's what we were forced to do, even in slavery. We were living very long and healthy lives despite the stress of slavery. Why? Because what you eat helps you to handle stress. What you eat helps even when it comes to drug addiction. Do you know that the government knows that one of the keys to helping people to overcome crack addiction and hair addiction is to feed them nutritiously, is to help repair the brain? So let me tell you something. One of the gateways to drug addiction is the Satanic American diet. The Satanic American diet is one of the gateways to drug addiction. The first drug that people are addicted to before they get addicted to cigarettes, heroin, crack, and opioids is white sugar. Is white sugar. Let me see if I have that, because I have to show you all that. That is in my very important seminar, Genocide by Diet. Genocide by Diet, how junk food has created an epidemic of mental illness and violence in the Black community. That's a critical seminar that I did. I did one back in 2018 with Brother Rock Newman, going over, and one of the parts of that lecture is how they know that these type of foods, this is the real drug. This is the first drug we're introduced to. This is the first drug we're into. That's why I can make this bold claim. I don't make claims about health and I just be talking willy-nilly and not doing. I take what I do as you all as Minister of Wellness very seriously. I take what I do very seriously. I do not just talk without knowing exactly what I'm talking about, because I will never lead you astray. That's why as many of you that's followed my videos and you've healed from rheumatoid arthritis, Mama Jones, you've healed from coming off dialysis, you've healed your diabetes. How is it that a preacher is able to help so many people to heal? When you go to the doctor, they don't have any solutions for you except to terrify you, cut you, and drug you. And that's because I'm careful with what I speak about health. And my foundation of what I teach you is that medicines come from the earth. He who is wise would not abhor them. I don't believe in healing outside of the Lord. I don't. I reject any type of healing and solutions for our health that does not come from the Creator. I am a zealous apologetic of the Creator of the universe. I represent Him completely. I'm not going to listen to no white devil scientists telling me that I need a pill or I need this for my immune system. No, I want to listen to the Creator that can take an acorn and grow it into an oak tree that touches the sky. So when I say that soul food is deadlier than crack, many of you look at that and say, Minister of Wellness, you're going too far. And I'm saying, listen, you need to, I know I'm attacking an idol of your heart, but don't you understand that the same chemical components that made crack so deadly, that's what they put in the food. So this is crack, what you saying on the screen. It is crack. That's crack. That's an addictive drug that sends a surge of dopamine to your brain. that's more pleasurable than heroin. That's why it takes so much to get us to understand about healing. I watched a 5-hour seminar, brothers and sisters. Excellent seminar. It was called The Black Holocaust. 5 hours and not a single word about the deadliest Holocaust against Black people. And that is that we have sorcerers intentionally putting mind-altering drugs in food. Soul food is death food. It might have started off as a good thing. We did the best we could. I know we were giving the scraps, but it's time to evolve from that mindset. I know you love your fried chicken, but it's contributing to mental illness and frying your heart. I know you love all this fried, greasy junk food. I understand that, but it's killing our people and it's keeping us in a perpetual state of slavery. We are not free. A people are not free if you are eating the food, if your enemy controls everything you eat and controls the way that you can heal yourself, you're not free. You're not free. They played a trick on us, brothers and sisters. They gave you civil rights. They give you protesting. They'll let you yell and scream at the police. But Negroes, we control what you eat. We're going to pump you with chemicalized crack foods that destroy your melanin. Okay? You won't be able to stop eating them. You have to come to us to get your food. So we're going to poison the food. Then we're going to weaken your immune system. And when we get tired of your black behinds, we're going to release a biological weapon that's going to wipe you out. And when you get scared, you're not going to care how racist we are. You're going to come running to us for our medicines and for our pills and for our shots. You're a slave. So Black empowerment starts with Black health. There is no other way. There is no other way. Any other discussion is a pipe dream. And I thank Brother Rock Newman that he understands that. That's why I'm here on this platform every single Wednesday. That's why I'm here in Boca Raton, and that's why I'm for those of you who don't know, I am the personal strength coach and health coach of Brother Rock Newman, me, the Minister of Wellness, Nathaniel Jordan. I am Rock Newman's personal strength coach and health coach. I work with him on a daily basis to help him improve. He's put that type of trust in me, a preacher from St. Louis. I know Black folk don't want to hear this. I know it's not the sexiest topic. I know we're enslaved to this food, but still share the video. And if you haven't subscribed to the Rock Newman Show 2.0, please subscribe and please hit the notification bell. We'll be here every Wednesday. You're going to see my face and hear my voice every single Wednesday. And even beyond that, brothers and sisters, my goal is that, I'm sorry, but my goal is that you're not going to be able to escape the voice of this line. Yeah, 10, 20 years from now, our people can hate me and get mad at me all you want. But when you're about to feed that lollipop to your child, you're going to hear my voice. Don't do it. Don't kill them. Put that crack down. Stop committing child abuse. What are you doing? And that's leading up to September 16th. If you got your tickets yet, if you haven't, the ministerofwellness.com health seminars, the ministerofwellness.com health seminars. Come on out, meet and get autograph from Brother Rock Newman. Delicious plant-based soul food and desserts. So we have plenty of sweets and desserts, all healthy. Plant-based soul food, not this garbage. Not fried chicken that comes from chickens that are filled with fecal matter. They grow them so fat that they die of doggone heart disease. That's insane. There's nothing healthy about chicken, and it's not biblically clean also. As a Bible-based health preacher who believes in the African Hebrew roots of our people, I'm telling you right now that chicken ain't no clean animal to eat. There ain't no such thing as no clean meat to eat. No such thing. You're torturing and murdering animals for no reason. You say you need protein. That's being moronic, because if you go to a zoo, you see the biggest animals don't eat no meat. So why are you letting Neanderthals brainwash you into torturing and murdering God's creation for something that you don't need? Because it's like what the great prophet of African health, Dr. Layla Africa, may he rest in peace, our shade of Dr. Layla Africa, is like he said, when you eat the white man's food, it deconstructs, it tears down your melanin, and we have become Europeanized. So we defend our own genocide. This is the Black Holy Ghost. What you see right here on this screen, this taste that kills, those tasty potato chips, those tasty Oreos, that tasty macaroni and cheese, that tasty Frosted Flakes, those tasty Pringles. That's the Black Holocaust. That's the genocide. That's the real crack epidemic. Food is the real crack epidemic. Food. It is the deadliest weapon of mass destruction we've ever seen. It is. Nothing comes close to killing more black people than what we eat. Nothing. Not one of you watching this video, either now or after the fact, not one of you watching this video don't know somebody you care about that does not have a food-related disorder. Every last one of us, we know somebody that's obese that we love. We know somebody that has high blood pressure that we love. We know somebody that has diabetes that we love. We all in here know. We know a black child that we love that has autism. We know somebody that's debilitated from stroke. We all know somebody that has cancer. We all know. We see this truth with our eyes every single day. Why is it that we want to ignore it? Because it's addicting. It tastes so good. I love fried chicken. Well, then you don't love freedom then. You don't love black freedom. Be a real black health revolution. You want to be a real black revolutionary, eat those fruits. We're under the threat of a next pandemic, just to let you all know, and I'll be talking more about these things on September the 16th. I'm going to really lay out, go into great detail about what's coming next. But, in 2023, any black leader that's not really pushing this black health revolution hard, doing our people a disservice. And that's why I love Brother Rock Newman. That's why I love Dr. Boyce Watkins, who has me on his platform, because they're not afraid. Health is the most critical topic. It always has been, but it is critical. Our people must be taught about the dangers of these food, about the proper way to eat to fuel melanin. Okay, we need assistance with getting rid of our food addiction. We need systems in place to help our people to overcome these crack foods. Okay, we need to have a concern. We need to get our immune system strengthened as soon as possible before what's coming next hits the pipeline. So health is the critical issue. We've ignored it long enough. We have tried to ignore health to our own peril. We want to have 5-hour, 10-hour seminars talking about everything but food. And now look at us. And the end result of the Black Health Freedom Movement has to be us returning to growing our own food. Motivating our brothers and sisters that have that gift to get back in that earth so we can produce our own organic grapes with seed, our own organic watermelon with the seeds in it. And we can buy fresh fruit from each other. Because even if we all learn and come on board, with this message. If we all bum rush Walmart and grab all the fruits from Walmart, then the devils are just going to take that away from us. So anybody that's not pushing the black health revolution, you're trying to ignore it. Trying to ignore. You see all these black folk dying of all these diseases. Cannot ignore it. It's worse than crack. Yes, soul food is deadlier than crack. Soul food is deadlier than lynching. Heart attacks kill more black people in a single month than all the recorded lynchings. You can add up the number of lynchings from the KKK, and that number is surpassed every month from heart attack. Yeah, soul food is deadlier than crack because it is crack.
BoyceWatkins.com. BoyceWatkins.com to stay up to date on important financial updates, events, seminars, everything the premier B1 financial guru of our era has going on. You don't want to miss it. Very important to be on Dr. Boyce's email list. Tons of uncensored financial information you will not receive anywhere else, especially financial empowerment specifically for the black community. BoyceWatkins.com.
Most overweight, sickliest nation in world history. 90% of Americans are overweight, obese. 90%. Look at these statistics. Look at the Black Holocaust. This is the Black Holocaust, brothers and sisters. 1 in 2 of our women and 1 in 2 of our men will be diagnosed with cancer. Every 30 seconds, someone suffers a heart attack. Every 30 seconds, someone suffers a heart attack. Why isn't there a million people watching this video? Why? Why is there not a million watching this? Because that means we have to take responsibility. It was 300 some people tuning in last week when I was going in on Big Pharma destroying melanin, but the biggest way Big Pharma is destroying our melanin is through the food. So why isn't there 1,000 people in? Why? Because an addict doesn't want to hear about his or her addiction. That's why. That's why. The addict wants to hear about everything else except his or her addiction. No, Minister of Wellness, let's talk about what the white man is doing. Let's talk about Big Pharma. Let's bash them, but don't tell me that I'm contributing to my own genocide when I eat fried chicken, barbecue ribs, and Oreo cookies. I don't want to hear that. I'm not ready to hear that. It doesn't matter what you're ready for. You better get ready, because when SARS, that's coronavirus, you do know it's deadlier types of coronaviruses. When they combine that with HIV, and when they combine that with H5N1, it won't matter. Every 60 seconds, someone dies from a heart attack. Every 30 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. Every 60 seconds, someone dies from cancer. 1 in 3 Americans will be diabetic by the year 2050, including our children. Strokes is the #1 cause of disability in America. #1 cause. Diabetes is the #1 cause of amputations and blindness in America. Been like this for years. Even at the height of the crack epidemic, this didn't change. Remember, that's the proposition here. Soul food, is it deadlier than crack? Yes, it is, because that's all it is. The same chemical composition that makes crack and heroin so addicting is what makes soul food and your other junk food so addicting. 50% of our people have heart disease. That's a black holocaust. That's black genocide. Half of an entire race has heart disease. That's an abomination. Half of an entire race have something wrong with their heart. Why? What causes heart disease? This garbage right here. Be the ones that survive, brothers and sisters. Cancer is the leading cause of death in small children. This is what we're eating. This is the black genocide right here, the satanic American diet. Look at this. Over 55% of what we eat are fake foods designed by sorcerers. Your food is heroin. Your food is processed food is heroin. There's no different. There is no difference in this garbage than heroin. That's what I'm saying. It's no difference. Do you know when people get off of crack, heroin, and meth, they'll be skinny on crack, heroin, and meth, but then their addiction will transfer over to processed foods, and they end up getting 300, 400, 500 pounds. 300, 400, 500 pounds. Did you know that? Did you know that former illicit drug users, they have a more difficult time with getting off of processed junk foods than they do the meth, the hair? They find that, man, I thought it was hard getting off meth. I thought it was hard getting off heroin. I thought it was hard getting off crack. No, white sugar, MSG, excitotoxins, nitrates, nitrates. They find out that it is more difficult to overcome food addiction than to get off heroin, than to get off crack, than to get off meth. But yet, before the video even airs, people disagreeing. Oh no, soul food ain't killed more black families than the crack epidemic. Show me the numbers. Oh yes, it has. And you know why? I knew that the title would capture you. But again, food is crack. It is the new crack. It is the new crack. When you eat these junk foods, it sends a surge of dopamine to your brain. That's the pleasure hormone that crack addicts feel when they're doing crack. It's the same process. And the more you stimulate it, the more it needs. And because it's socially acceptable, this is just what we do. How can you have a seminar about black empowerment, but at the seminar, look, this is the disconnect we have as a people that frustrates me so much as the minister of wellness. How can you have a seminar about black empowerment, but then you are serving junk food that destroys black empowerment? Make that make sense to me. So you're having a meeting to see how to improve the black community, but at your meeting discussing how to improve the black community, you serving donuts, ham sandwiches, hot dogs, and potato chips and soda. How in the world is that going to help improve the black community? I'm glad you're giving away clothes to the poor. Good. But you're not going to help the black in poverty if you're feeding them garbage. You're cleaning up the neighborhood. Let's have a neighborhood cleanup. Let's go into the hood and let's clean the neighborhood up. That's good. But what about cleaning up people's blood vessels? What about cleaning up people's organs? What about cleaning up people's brains? Do you all know that these junk foods we're addicted to contains drugs that are lobotomizing us? Makes you lethargic, makes you unwilling to fight, makes you docile. You don't even have the strength to fight white supremacy when you're eating this garbage. You don't have the strength. All you're thinking about is the next hit. They got us. They went in the war by a landslide. They're winning the war by landslide. I mean, I see it. When I see this, brothers and sisters, you all do you not understand that I can't sleep hardly at night because I'm just trying to think about how do I get my beautiful black people to understand that all of this time, this was the real battle we should have been focusing on. Look at our black revolutionary heroes that we represent, the ones that weren't assassinated, they died from food-related disease. All this time, you know, the CIA, they pump these drugs. All this time, the biggest drug that they were pumping in our communities to kill us was food. All of this time, they've known that if you want to create a separate but unequal society, we're going to feed them food, fake food, that turns their melanin off. All this time, behind the scenes, the real war that has always been waged against the people that you want to suppress, keep them sick. Keep them sick. Stop them from producing their own food. So now we control all your food. You're going to come to us. We're going to make sure your food is poisoned. And then when you get sick, we have these hospitals waiting for you. That's the genocide. It's been there the whole time. Because coming out of slavery, there were more black people living in their hundreds than there were white people. And slowly but surely, they learned. Their elite learned, and we see this shift happening to where we went from being the longest living, the healthiest, the fittest, to now being the fattest and the sickest. And that breaks my heart. And we fight it so much because it's the deadliest weapon, because it's addicting. It's addicting. It fires off the brain just like crack, creating this type of madness that you see right here. Look at this. And I believe she tried to lose a bunch of weight, but I want you all to look at that rat. Do you all know that these devils, that before they release to you your favorite potato chip, your favorite frankenfood, your favorite. So when you are watching this, here is why you don't have 1,000, 2,000 people tuning in to the most important health wellness podcast. Here is why. Because before they give it to you, they test out the foods on rats. And they will watch these rats, they'll eat. There's been studies where they'll let the rats eat chips until their guts explode from obesity. And listen, if junk food, pay attention, black folk, if junk food can turn a white rat into that, melanin binds itself to chemicals. Our melanin, it binds itself to chemicals. That's why when we eat according to who we are, we're unstoppable. We are an unstoppable force. All you got to do is look at sports. And of course, they have to systematically keep us out of, hockey and so forth. The world's strongest men competitions, the world's strongest men are them brothers playing in the NFL. If there was no NFL, it would be no white world's strongest men. Them brothers will go right over there squatting 1,000 without steroids, benching 700 pounds, deadlifting 1,000. No, the only reason why they even get to be world's strongest men, because the strongest men, black men, they play football because you can make a lot more money. So the melanin that we have, it binds itself to those chemicals in that crack food. And that's why we get sicker. So it's correct for them. It's correct for them to test out Doritos and Frito-Lays and Pringles and whatever, it is, and Funyuns. It is, they are correct. Test them out on the white rats, because if you can make a white rat obese, you give it to black folk with all that melanin gonna eat up that dopamine, and you're gonna eat yourself until you 600 pounds, until you have heart attack, until you have cancer. And of course, we want to flip that. The solution is that we want to flip that. We want to eat a nutrient-dense, plant-rich eating style based on a fruit-based eating style. That's what the Minister of Wellness teaches, and I can't signify that even more than in this picture here on the red fruit healing. Red fruit fast. Fruits. Fuel for melanin. Powerful melanin. This is the Black Revolution right here. This is how we end the real Black genocide. This is how we end the real Black heart. Are you all ready to stop living a myth? Are you ready to embrace the real revolution, which is what you eat? Are you ready? Are you ready for real Black empowerment? Let's get healthy. Let's get back to that soil. Let's take back control over our health. Because what is a people without their health? Slaves. The heck you gonna learn, and you brain damaged from junk food. And then what difference does it make if you have a PhD, but then you drop dead from a heart attack in your 50s? What difference did it make? You ignored this. You focusing so much. What in the world? How in the world? I mean, brothers and sisters, listen, I completely agree with reparations. That's another topic for another time. They wrong. They give reparations to everybody else. Black folks should have been got reparations. But brothers and sisters, if they give you your reparations, and if they don't want to give you reparations, most of you so sick, your money gonna go to hospital bills. And then all they have to do is release a biological weapon. And then what reparations gonna do for you then? If you're too sick to spend it. Soul food is deadlier than crack because it is crack.
Everything is in stock, brothers and sisters. Please get what you need. Don't wait for a sale to support the ministry. We need people to be willing to support the ministry, sale or no sale. We have everything you need. Blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, vitamins and minerals, immunity strengthened organic Irish sea moss. Everything is in stock. No more waiting for back orders. TheMinisterOfWellness.com. Get what you need. TheMinisterOfWellness.com. 888-847-8026. 888-847-8026. Thank you in advance for your support. Vitamin D3, vitamin B12, DHA, EPA, and the immune. Those are the big four that I would get. Again, everything is in stock. TheMinisterOfWellness.com, TheMinisterOfWellness.com. But if there's four, if you have a priority list, if you're asking me what should I get from your online store, Minister, vitamin D3, vitamin B12, DHA, EPA, the immune support herbal extract. 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026.